The greatest victory in life is not about defeating others. The real victory is when you conquer yourself. Strength is not shown by how much weight you can lift or how powerful your body looks. Real strength is measured by courage, belief, and determination. Today, I want to share the story of a man who proved this to the whole world. A man whose life became a living example of resilience and adventure. This is the story of Bear Grylls. When Bear was just 21 years old, life seemed perfect. He was young, strong, full of energy, and proud to serve in the British Special Forces. Adventure flowed in his blood. He loved testing his limits, taking risks, and feeling the rush of life. But sometimes life turns upside down in a single moment. One parachute jump, which felt like routine for him, turned into a battle with death. His parachute didn't open properly and he plummeted almost 1600 feet down. Just imagine that moment, the ground rushing towards you, no time to react, no second chance. The impact was so brutal that his spine broke in multiple places. Doctors told him he might never walk again. Now think about that situation, so young, so full of dreams, and suddenly trapped in a hospital bed. For months, Bear lay there, helpless. The days and nights blurred into each other. Pain became his constant companion. Every night he was haunted by nightmares, dreams of falling again, of losing everything. Bear later admitted that his biggest fear wasn't just about his broken body, but about his broken future. Would he ever stand again? Would he ever feel the same joy of living? Because when the mind breaks, the body stops fighting too. Those were the darkest days of his life. Frustration grew inside him, sadness slowly turned into anger, and hope felt far away. But one ordinary day changed everything. Lying in the hospital bed, his eyes stopped on a picture hanging in the corner of the room. It was a photograph of Mount Everest. Since childhood, climbing the world's highest mountain had been his dream, a dream he shared with his father. Staring at that picture, Bear felt as if the same dust that had settled on the photo had also settled on his dreams. But then, in that silence, he heard a voice inside whisper, "No, this is not the end." That small thought lit a spark inside him. He remembered something his grandmother always used to say: "Whatever happens, happens for good, all is well." Those simple words became his anchor. From that day on, whenever his mind filled with fear, he repeated to himself, "All is well." Slowly, his thoughts became calmer, and when the mind became stronger, the body began to respond. Step by step, he pushed himself, first to sit, then to stand, then to take slow, painful steps. He described it as if a heavy chain had been lifted off his shoulders. The healing had begun, not just in his body but in his spirit. But for Bear, healing was not enough. He needed something bigger, a purpose, a reason to fight, so he made himself a promise: "I will climb Mount Everest." People laughed at him. Some said, "You can barely walk properly and you are dreaming about Everest?" But this dream became his fuel. When you aim high, despair begins to fade. This is a lesson for all of us. Dreams are not just goals, they are fuel for survival. Without a dream, life becomes empty. With a dream, even pain starts to feel meaningful. As Bear recovered, he also realized something much deeper. Life is not just about breathing, it is a rare gift. We waste so much of it complaining, comparing, and quitting too early. But when you hold on to your dreams, when you believe in yourself even in the worst moments, life itself starts supporting you. Bear often says, "No matter how much pain you feel, never stop chasing your dreams." That became his philosophy. But chasing Everest was not easy. He needed money, gear, training, and a full team. So he wrote letters to 250 companies asking for sponsorship. Imagine the courage it takes to face rejection not once, not twice, but 250 times. Most people would have given up after 10 rejections, but Bear didn't. His passion was stronger than rejection. Finally, one company trusted him, then another and another. Step by step, he gathered what he needed. And at the age of 23, Bear Grylls stood on top of Mount Everest. For him, this was not just climbing a mountain, it was proof that he had conquered himself. The climb itself was brutal. The icy winds cut into his skin, snowstorms made it hard to see, and the air grew thinner with every step. Frostbite threatened his hands and feet, and exhaustion nearly broke his will. Some of his teammates never made it back alive. That's how deadly Everest is. But Bear kept telling himself, don't stop, keep going. He pushed through one step at a time, even when his body screamed to quit. And when he finally reached the summit, standing at the top of the world, it wasn't just victory over Everest. It was victory over fear, doubt, and despair. It was proof that even broken people can rise higher than they ever imagined. That climb changed his life forever. People began listening to his story. Soon he was speaking at seminars, motivating others to never give up. Later, documentaries showcased his incredible survival skills. And then came the TV show Man vs. Wild, which made him a global icon. Millions watched him survive in the harshest conditions on Earth jungles, deserts, and mountains, proving again and again that the human spirit is stronger than any obstacle. Bear's journey leaves us with powerful lessons. Always remind yourself, all is well. Set big goals because they give you strength in the darkest times. Value life because it is the most precious gift we have. And above all, keep moving forward no matter how many times you fall. Napoleon Hill once said, persistence is the key to success. Without consistency and determination, no victory can last. Bear Grylls' life proves this truth. He showed the world that real success is not about never falling, it's about rising again stronger each time. So, next time life pushes you down, remember this all is well, aim high, life is precious, and keep going. Because the greatest story you will ever write is not about what you achieve, but about the courage you showed along the way.